We're back at Heritage USA,
Yes.
and we're in the round table this week.
Yes.
And we brought you some of the guests this week that have been there.
Right.
And an old friend, Bishop Paul Zink,
Correct.
Yes.
is here.
Good to see you, Jim. God bless you.
Yeah, he needs to.
It's wonderful to see you again.
Aw.
How long have you been ministering now?
Over 50 years.
Yeah, I thought it's a long time, but I didn't think it was 50 years.
Yeah,
But
it's 50 years.
yeah.
I started when I was 18 with the Assemblies of God,
Yes.
and I'm 71 now, so it's been a long time.
Oh, the 70-year-olds are going to take the world for Christ in the last days. But so glad you were such a blessing here in this
Yes.
conference.
Very much.
And what are the highlights that God has been speaking to you this week?
These people that gather here
Right.
are absolutely cutting edge,
Yes.
on top of what God is saying and doing nationally and internationally.
That's right.
But most of all, what is the Spirit of God saying to the kingdom, through the kingdom? And so I sit here in awe when I listen to these people, including you and your wife. I mean, you guys are exposed to so much information from your guests. And I know you're a man of prayer. So I know, I can just sit back and listen to you guys, and I do almost every day anyway. So.
Oh, thank you.
But it's just an awesome feeling to gather in a council of this size,
Yes.
with this kind of individual. These individuals here, they're not just ordinary individuals. They've lived, they've gone through the proving grounds
Yes.
of ministry.
Yes.
And but I think the number one thing is all of these guys get really deep into the very presence of God,
Yes.
and into the nature of God.
Yes.
Where we lose it in ministry is we deviate from off of the nature of God. And the Lord gave me, I do a lot of work in the former Soviet Union, and I'm teaching over there constantly that ministry begins where ego ends. And these guys are not egotistical.
No.
It's not about personality or ability to deliver a word, or it's about how can I serve. So I think we're in a real healthy place. Jim.
Yes. Yes.
I really do.
You tell me about hearing from God today,
Yeah.
and hearing from the Spirit of God, the essence of what God wants us to do. We're building Prayer Mountain at Heritage.
Yeah, I know you are.
At Morningside. I call it Heritage. This is Heritage.
Yeah.
This is the place that we used to be years ago, and it's still operating here.
Yeah.
And this building is...
My brother worked for you here, Jimmy Zink,
Really?
years ago, yeah.
Oh, my land.
He's the guy that put up all the Christmas decorations out on the road.
Oh my, that was a big job.
We
Wow.
truly... Christmas was amazing here.
It was spectacular.
Yeah, actually traffic was bumper to bumper, 35 miles in and out of here
Yeah,
at Christmas. Just millions of people came to see Christmas.
I know I was one of them.
Amazing.
But tell us a little bit more about the presence of God, and that we're building Prayer Mountain.
Yeah.
And before we even started building up there, I climbed up there, there was no roads. And then put some rough roads, but the chapel's almost done. And I go up there and I never want to leave it. There is a presence of God because we gave it to God. Do you understand that?
I do. And Jim, I was on Dr. Cho's board for 17 years.
And that's what we're copying.
Yeah, of course.
You were on his board
17
oh
years.
my lands, I didn't know that.
And of course, I attribute his success not to a system of sales, although I'm sure that was important, but the level of prayer and consecration. The land was consecrated.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
I rented a old Air Force Base chapel in Maine. I pastored up there a few years. And I thought, well, we'll never get it because they wouldn't rent it to anybody for any reason. So I went to them and said, I'd like to start a church here. And he said, that building is consecrated, sanctified to God by the United States Senate.
Wow.
And the reason we could not release it for business or anything else, it would have to be desanctified.
Oh,
That's
never heard of that.
I had never either, but the idea is there is holy ground, brother.
Yes.
And when we dedicate that area to God like you have,
Yes.
that's a holy place.
Yes.
It's a place,
Yes.
it's a portal.
Yes.
Yes, it is. That's it.
Oh, I can't believe you used that word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, now you get our prayer chapel on Prayer Mountain. You understand it.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
You've been to Dr. Cho's Prayer
Oh,
Mountain?
yes, absolutely, many times.
And I've been in the cave. I've gone in there to pray.
grotto.
Grotto. And we're putting grottos in, too. We're
Oh,
putting
are you
caves.
really?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
And because
The visionary.
a place of prayer. No, God really dealt with me, and we really didn't have income or the money to do that, and yet God kept saying, do it and do it, and so I had to kind of go against all my advisors and do it, and it's almost finished now, and it's going to be so important for the rest of my journey on this earth.
Yeah.
Jim, we don't operate by calculation. We
No.
operate by revelation.
Yes.
So when you
Yes.
have a committee, they're all wonderful, well-meaning people, givers to your ministry and so forth.
Right.
But there's a point in time where the leader has to move by revelation,
Yes.
not calculation.
Excellent.
And you've always
Yes.
done that.
He has.
Yes.
And even in this prayer mountain, that's it again, because everything is birthed out of the womb of the Spirit. And where's the womb of the Spirit? The secret place of the Most High.
Oh, yes.
Getting into that chamber with Him and letting
Yes.
Him speak
Yeah.
to you,
Yeah.
and then you bring it out, and no matter what,
Right.
you have to lead the people to it.
What I got from this conference this week is, we're talking about God the Father, but the hearing from God and talking to God. So much was happening, I didn't have time to share what God was downloading to me in this conference, but it was like the Lord's Prayer. Our Father which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. We're praying to the Father for His will to be done here.
Yes.
And that intimacy with God and hearing from Him. Jesus, that whole chapter where He talks about the Lord's Prayer, He's talking Father, 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 Father. And every day I'm just talking to Father. All day long I talk to the Father. I ask Him what to do,
Prayer is
to bless.
supposed to be a seamless bridge between heaven and earth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Seamless.
Yes.
As it is on earth, should be in heaven, vice versa. It's seamless. But if we're not in prayer, we're not invoking the assistance of the angels of heaven or anything else. We've got to have that. We can't do it all by human ingenuity.
That's right.
So, Jim, you're right on the money. What is
Okay.
happening there with you guys in your ministry and the Prayer Mountain?
Yeah.
I'll guarantee you I'm going to come to Prayer Mountain.
I hope
Praise
so.
I will be there. Yes, sir.
Come and do our show.
Yes.
And Bishop, appreciate
Hosting
it so much.
God bless you.
Come see me.
Such an
And
honor.
I've known you for 100 years almost,
Yeah.
except you're only 70.
Well, 71.
But I've known you, for all these years.
Yeah.
And you've been a great blessing to so many people.
Praise
You're a wonderful man.
We're gonna
God
go.
bless
We're gonna
you.
go
So nice.
back to our
Bless you
studio
folks.
right now. We'll be right back after this.